I've got a few things to talk about today, so I'm going to put times for each section on the side. But although I've got cargo defense behind me right now, I'm actually going to start by talking about a new game that I'm working on called Production Colony. I can only imagine a lot of you are thinking, no, don't start a second game. It'll slow you down, you'll never get anything done. It's a bad idea, and normally I'd agree with you, but hear me out. This idea has been brewing in the back of my head for months, and I have been waiting to start it because I thought I should focus on one thing at a time. But then, finally, the idea coalesced to a point where I can't wait. I badly want to play this game. I badly want to make this game. I'm not putting cargo defense on hold. I'm not putting it on the back burner. It won't even be slowed down significantly. This is going to be a weekend side project, at least for now. Because when I have free time, when I have downtime, this is what I want to be working on. I would rather be working on this than anything else I could do with my free time right now. And in fact, on Saturday, I spent a large chunk of it working on this, and it was probably the most relaxing and pleasant Saturday I've had in a long time. This is a chill colony builder, meant to be minimum stress and maximum joy. And I know it might sound a little bit silly, but the idea here is partly inspired by model city building sets. I watched an Angry Tom video where he was building a city from these little models that he bought online. And the act of building, of putting things together, of seeing a little city take shape, that can be more satisfying than actual gameplay. But I'm not just building a sandbox here. There is gameplay to this, there is progression, but it is distilled down to a simple form so as not to be tedious and not be stressful. I love working on this. Making these little buildings in a voxel editor is relaxing, and I'm so excited about the idea too that I just can't stop thinking about it. So for now, it's a weekend project to be done on the side, not going to slow down cargo defense much, but because it is moving fast, probably a lot of my devlogs are going to focus on it, because sometimes cargo defense is going to have slow visible progress, in the sense that I'll be working on something that takes a long time and it doesn't really yield much to show. Whereas this, at least in the early phases, there's going to be a lot new to see every week. What I might end up doing is alternating. I might do a video on cargo defense one week and then a video on production colony the next. But if people want to see updates on both each week, I could do that too. We'll see how this goes. Now, I haven't quite figured out the pitch yet to explain this game, despite having most of the mechanics planned out on paper already. But to try to give you an idea, I'd say this is more along the lines of Banished than SimCity, but simplified and with a completely different mood. Rather than try to explain it all now, I think I'll talk about it piece by piece as I start building things, so I'll have a lot more to share next week. It's fascinating how many problems don't become evident until you can actually start playing your game as a game. So I've been, toying with cargo defense for a long time, trying out features, testing things out, but now what I've done, as I described last week, I've retrofitted the level generation from my roguelike tutorial into cargo defense, and I've formed it into a sort of playable game, but right now it's really not very good. I've noticed all kinds of problems from UI, such as when you're trying to aim the weapon. If you click on top of one of the name tag labels on one of the units, that doesn't count. Plus, I don't even have the aiming lines yet. So there's a lot of quality of life work to do here, a lot of UI improvements still to do. I did do most of what I described last week. I ported over the old aiming logic, so now the AI is a lot smarter about where it shoots, and I did make them drop cargo before opening doors, but I have not yet made them drop cargo to consider other actions. Right now, there's nothing else they can do useful. I haven't taught the AI to pick up health kits or use them yet, nor even to pick up weapons on the floor. So there's a lot of little things like that I still need to fill in. The biggest AI problem that's become obvious now is that sometimes a AI unit will be blocking the path that another unit needs to take to achieve something, so they don't try moving out of the way yet. So lots of things to do, but now that this is actually in a playable format, I can start getting a feel for what most urgently needs to be improved. And I can start sharing builds again with my Patreon supporters so that hopefully their feedback can help improve things too. Although right now it's bad enough you probably don't want to play it unless you're just really curious to see the current state of things. And now a lot of the stuff that I said yesterday is already out of date. I'm rapidly fixing things and improving things and adding things, but I've been trying an experiment of filming things as I go through the week, so I don't have all of that to do at once on video day. And the downside is that information quickly becomes out of date. So I wonder, is it interesting to see the progress over time if I were to give sort of day-by-day updates instead of just here's the latest as of when the video goes out? I'd like your feedback on that, as with everything. But in the meantime, I think I'll leave in the stuff from yesterday and give you some quick updates. First, friendly units no longer block movement, and I implemented that through the same system as doors and teleporters, just having units provide a conditional link from one side to the other that only friendly units can take. I've also added the ability to manually pan the camera and taken out the auto panning. And this is one case where it actually has proved kind of useful that I'm working on 2 games at once, because I ripped that code straight out of Production Colony and put it in Cargo Defense, and saved me a bit of time. And I can't even remember what else I did anymore, but I've been busy, and I've posted my first playable build to Patreon, so that's kind of exciting. So a few other things I'd like to mention briefly. I'm planning on doing the game jam in early October, although I haven't finalized everything yet. If you're interested in knowing more, please join the Discord server, and I'll put the link on the screen. I'm also going to continue doing live streaming, at least for now, so today, it's going to be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and I'll put up other times. I know that the poll seemed to favor 2 p.m. Mountain Time, but that's not going to work for me just this one day in particular. So if that doesn't change, I'll plan on doing 2 p.m. going forward. If you haven't seen those polls yet, they're on the community tab of my channel page, and I'll probably keep doing those to decide which game to play each week. And I will keep checking back on that poll that I've already posted for time to see if the popular preference shifts. I guess that's all for this video, so as always, it really helps if you hit the like button, spread the word, and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, thanks for watching.